he throttles who essentially can get away with spying on who. When Russia's accused of hacking into the United States, for example, the U.S. has a much larger economy. Russia has more dependence on foreign entities for resources, technology, and everything like that. There is a balance where Russia has to basically control itself, and if they don't, they have to be willing to go ahead and pay the penalty that other countries may or may not choose to levy upon them, depending upon who the person is in charge at a given moment. There's no perfect answer to this, and there is a hypocrisy there. It's just a matter of world events, and it's just a fact.
Okay, so it seems like we're kind of drawing an equivalency there. Where, in your view, Ira, is the distinction? So what do America's enemies do that the NSA or the CIA refuses to do? Do we have any moral ground to stand on?
The U.S. government does not participate specifically for the goal of economic espionage. The U.S. government will not, for example, steal a military, they will not steal the design of, like, let's say, an airplane and give it to Boeing. On the other hand, foreign countries will steal the design and steal a design from Boeing and give it to their local manufacturer. They will steal parts designs and then be able, for example, to flood the market with low-quality, aftermarket parts. The U.S. government is not going to necessarily do that just for the financial gain of a private company. The U.S. government limits to what it does to national interests, not personal interests, not other interests, or at least now is not doing it for personal interests.
Yeah, and when we talk about these things, in the popular narrative, or maybe just in my head, it seems like every country has kind of their own cyber character. Like China uses their big tech companies to do their bidding, Russia uses cyber criminals. Ira, what do you think is America's character? What's our profile? What kind of hackers are we?
So I would somewhat disagree. The criminals are the criminals, that's a given, and Russia makes use of the Russian criminals because they do the typical, they're very effective at what they do. Russia also has an incredibly effective hacking tool in their nation-state apparatus. The GRU is incredible at hacking overall, and that shouldn't be downplayed. Likewise, China. The Chinese military has some really great hackers as well. They've just incorporated to a large extent the, different students and universities and government. There's a whole infrastructure of who they assign to what. For the U.S., for espionage, that is specifically limited, however, to U.S. intelligence agencies and military agencies doing